Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations. I am here with your Virgo new moon read. And I have a long one for you today, guys. Just giving you a heads up. It's probably going to be a little while. But I have some really good information that I want to share with you about what is essentially going on, what is happening, essentially within our earthly upliftment, and where we are in that. This energy and this new moon is, I'm going to say, important. I don't want to make it sound dramatic and make it sound like it's super important. We gotta work really hard. No, we're gonna take a step back a little bit with this one. So, first of all, new moon is tomorrow. I'm posting this a little early. I'm actually early for once, which is nice. But tomorrow, and at least if you live in the United States. So this new moon is all about creating space energetically so that way we can release the things that do not serve us, so we can manifest and attract and bring in new things, and essentially letting go of what isn't serving us anymore. And deep, I know, super deep. So they were like, well, Demi, use your talents and things to explain this to everybody. So essentially, Virgo energy, let's start with that. I know I got a lot of fellow Virgos out there just due to the upliftment of the planet and where we're at. I particularly believe that the twin flame energy is a Virgo energy. I believe that Virgo is a sign that helps us heal. And so I've had many of my spiritual friends in the community and people that I have watched videos with, and they have their own opinion on what Virgo energy and how it is ruled by. And essentially, it is a energy ruled by Mercury. For those of you who watch my videos, you know how I feel about Gemini and Mercury in the symbolism with the yin and yang symbol of Gemini being the masculine energy of how we speak, and Virgo of the mind and how we process things and how we analyze things and how we put into action and plan that through, and thinking before we speak. And some people do believe that it is ruled by Chiron, which is the wounded healer. I will look that up in both Roman and Greek mythology, understanding Chiron. And if you were Sagittarius, you know that energy very well, because that is the mythology behind Sagittarius and the truth and learning to heal. And so what Chiron is, it is the wounded healer and learning about how to heal ourselves and still be in this experience and understanding on an earthly level, which is important because Virgo energy is all about the practicality, the physical incarnation in a human lifetime, in the tangible, like the physical touch of like we're in now, versus its opposite sign of Pisces, where it's all about spirituality, embodying all the zodiac signs, spiritual love, and understanding that that is like such a highly spiritual aspect. So you have those two on a different axis, and or opposites or oppositions, I should say. So those of you who watched, I think, my last few videos, I talk about that. So feel free to go back and take a look at those if you want to understand that dynamic more. But Virgo energy is also feminine. This is a sign where it is the virgin that holds the grain of wheat in her hand to bring abundance and understanding in like just feeling like fertile and that sense of, I would say, how I can't, like the maiden almost in pagan and Wiccan like beliefs, in that that fertile, naive, energy where we learn and grow and be in that feminine energy too. So it has to do with that as well, especially the grains. And I'm going to get into the wheat and the grain symbolism as well. So we are being called now more to step into the cycles of life within the earth and how it moves. Essentially stepping into that more spiritual aspect of life. And what happens with this is we need to do our own healing. And this is what Virgo mainly talks about. Like I talk with Chiron and mental processing and all those daily incarnations, is to be grounded in that reality and do our healing in that way. With Mabon coming up on the autumn equinox, this is talking about fertility. This is why you're seeing a lot of things like with pumpkins. It symbolizes fertility, abundance. Not a coincidence that the sign for this is the virgin or the maiden holding the grain of wheat. And this is usually the time where we begin to step into the energy of being grateful, being like kind of gathering up all the harvest essentially and bringing things into like perspective into our homes and making all of our foods, getting ready to stock up for winter and letting go of what does not serve us. And when we move into a winter energy, we haven't hit fall just yet, but that's what happens next week. And it's not a coincidence that it is around this time, we have a new moon, that we are ready to gather everything up, like I said, and sit with what we have, be grateful for what we have, sit in this gratitude of energy to start the new year off. And I personally believe that Samhain, Halloween, is the beginning of the new year. I do believe that these rituals and these beliefs have been so pushed down for us to keep us out of this cycles of where we are, as we are meant to be with the earth and within our ascension. So this is important in the sense of Scorpio energy being it starts the new year off, because I personally believe this is a masculine and feminine energy. It is a how do I put this, a creative energy. It is a almost like a death energy. So we have come from nothing, and I will do that more when the Scorpio new moon comes up and Halloween comes up. We'll talk about this, but we're going to stick to what is happening now, so that we are preparing for death. We are enjoying the last few bits of summer right now and enjoying the new beginning of why, like, a fall, and why all these like things are happening now. So I personally believe that Libra is the end of the cycle as well, just because with the Ma, the god of, like, how do I say this? I can't speak because of, well, and think, because obviously Mercury's still in retrograde for the last few days. But Ma, the feather in the heart, and at the end of our lifetimes, we tend to sit back with our guides and our teams to see from when we were born to the end of our lives, how we could have grown better and what things we did not necessarily right or wrong. But then I personally believe that you are the determining person on that judgment day, or that judgment of your next lifetime, of going into the afterlife and what you're going to do beyond that in your next lifetimes. And it fits so well with these energies that we see from Virgo right now all the way to the new year with Samhain and Halloween. So this is very fitting with these energies and combining this. So we are now learning to, like, with this being said, healing, right? Grain and wheat are good symbolisms to understand abundance, fertility, and also pumpkins as well. So this is a time where you're going to be seeing new beginnings in yourself on how you are going through your everyday daily lives, how you are practicing and moving through your tangible everyday realities, and how you are embodying these lessons and things that you have learned and the places where you have been hurt, and seeing where you can take the lessons that you have learned and seeing where this new beginning within who you are as a person and who you are, of where you've come from, of this whole year of ready to purge out, of ready to bring in the new, and seeing trauma in a new way and taking action, and also Spirit said ownership of the things that we have done wrong ourselves, where we can make change and where we can be on a good healing path and put ourselves to heal more. And like I said, Virgo is a very independent, very like self energy. It's more feminine than Aries, of course, but the Hermit in Tarot is what embodies this energy, and we need to learn how to regenerate ourselves and hold compassion for ourselves with this feminine energy, and understanding that we are on the learning part of it. We need to work on our own healing. There's a reason why you were born into this world, not having to take on other people's shit. It's just a social conditioning that you've been taught through the Matrix and everything else on why you need to be open to everybody else, their needs and whatnot. This is all about you. So new beginnings in you, what you need to do for your own healing, what you need to work through and get out and uplift, right? So essentially, let's get to the practicality of, like, the literal practicality of things in Virgo energy. Virgos tend to be very, like, I would say straightforward. They're very, I'm not going to say honest, but they're not people that really like to be dicked around a lot. They're going to give it to you straightforward. They're going to put you and set you in your place and put you in the right way of where you need to go. Very organized, very, like, neat, well kept. It's all about our physical appearances as well. more Spirit said in this and how we are perceived. So you're going to be seeing complete new beginnings in this. New beginnings in your daily routines, like we talked about, the daily grind, the literal things that you do every day. So this is a great time to instill new practices, whether that's a whole new habit, a whole new way of eating, or something that you need to do in your daily life. So something has ended where you need to bring this in. New beginnings and thought patterns. So this is essentially how, once again, we talk to ourselves, how we think about ourselves, and how we are perceived by others. So you may be making changes to your appearances and think about, how am I perceived in this way? Do I look okay this way? How am I perceived, and how my attitude and how I present myself to other people? And this could also symbolize money or ideas through literal, like physical ways. So how you literally physically do your work or your physical work every day. You may be seeing new beginnings and changes where you need to bring that in. And also pets and coworkers. This is Virgo rules your coworkers because it's part of your everyday life. You go to work, so it's not necessarily career, but it is your work. So new beginnings in that as well. Overall, though, Spirit pretty much said to us, they want us to gather, as a recap, like gather up all the things in our daily lives and perspective of what does not fit anymore. Seeing where once again we were hurt, realizing the changes and lessons that we need to make and to move on, but they want us to essentially slow down, reevaluate, and reflect. This is what this energy is about at this time of year, is to let the chapters come to an end, let it close out, reevaluate, see what you have, and then make your choices and let go of the things that you don't need so you can start over new at the time of Scorpio season, and allowing things to die, start new, start fresh, and create. And as you move through winter, also like letting go of those things and really setting foot again in the spring with a whole new way of living, essentially. So this is what's most important with this. And so you're seeing a lot of trauma coming up, a lot of healing that needs to be done, parts of yourself that you like, that you don't like. And Virgo energy can be very judgmental on its shadow side. So not judging yourself, not judging others, holding more of that compassion, being a little bit more critical to yourself, but in a loving way. So this is where we're learning to weed out those things and not beating yourself up over things. And I'm guilty because I do it too. The energy calls for it, but it's for us to take control and stand in. And Virgo can be very controlling when things don't go their way, liking and having things a particular way, seeing that in your daily aspects there's certain things that you don't like, but what you can control is you. And that's where this energy is misconstrued, because a lot of people don't understand that. So I got a few minutes left, and I'm going to read these cards as guidance from Spirit and the universe. So Knight of Wands upright, 8 of Wands upright, 6 of Wands upright, and Queen of Wands upright. Beautiful energies that we have in all upright aspects. So first things first is Spirit is saying, for some of you, you guys are trying to move forward with a partner or with a romantic partner that pretty much bullshits you. And maybe because this person feels that you have, like, you either have overstepped them or you have moved forward away from them. And being that you have gotten a lot of recognition for it. But Spirit wants to remind you and remind us as a collective that some of us have stepped into this Queen of Cups energy. We understand people's needs. Like, this is what Spirit wants you to understand, that you understand your needs. For some of you, you're very psychic and you understand. And you've been meddling kind of with this Knight of Wands energy with people who bullshit you and put you, I'm hearing, in your place. And Spirit is pretty much saying to us, it's time for us to step in with Virgo energy and understand our worth and seeing where we can get our recognition for our hard work and dedication. Virgos are very loyal, they're dedicated, they do their job very, very well, and they like what they do. And the 8 of Wands, this could be signifying, it could be somebody who's a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but this is also about travel and like moving forward without that, with like impulsiveness. But because it's in its upright position, it's moving, and this is like moving fast in a fast energy. But Spirit wants us to stay on our own track, our own pace, and our own way of healing. Best practical action for us to take right now, according to Spirit's 8 of Pentacles. This could not be any more fitting. I take this as a Virgo energy. 8 of Pentacles, daily grind, daily practice, mastering your craft. Stay on our true paths of where we need to be for our healing. Stay on your own path. This could not be any more adamant. Stay on your own path, move towards your goals and your dreams, and Spirit is saying let everything else fall away that does not fit into alignment. A lot of us are seeing that there's a lot of things that don't fit. We're not realizing why, but stick on that path and let everything that does not fit in fall away, and they're calling for us to trust and step into your self-worth. Virgo knows their self-worth. They're not dealing with like crazy things or people who don't understand them. So hope this resonated. Until next time, namaste.